Today, I'm going to show you 5 things you didn't know about Notion that can help you get more done in less time. If you're somebody who uses Notion for note-taking or daily planning, then you know that Notion is like learning a new language. No matter how good you get with it, there's always new things to learn. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, because I've been using it through high school and hopefully in pre-med university, I'm always learning new things about it. And that's what we're doing in this video. Let's get to it. Now, one thing that everyone is familiar with when it comes to using Notion is databases, and how these databases allow you to organize your work, your to-do list, your chores, and many other things. However, it can often be a big hassle trying to add new things to these databases because of just how many options there are to click. Notion has introduced a new function that pretty much gets rid of this problem. As our first feature, we're going to be talking about buttons and how they help us add new documents and tasks to our databases. What you want to do is use slash and simply search up button. Afterwards, it's going to let you configure this button so you can actually choose what you're going to do. First, you're going to say add a page because that's how you're going to add it to your database. Next, you also want to edit this page because you probably want to label what this page relates to, whether it's a certain course, for example, English, math, or it's a chore, whether it's a habit, a work, etc. You then can name your new button and use it. The most useful thing about this feature is how easy it makes it to add new documents. For example, I have an original button for English and another one for math. So anytime I need to add one task for each of these subjects, I can do it at the click of a button rather than typing everything out on the database. I love this feature and I'm going to use it for every aspect of my Notion database. Another extremely useful thing that I figured out recently about Notion is a couple of keyboard shortcuts that you can use to more easily edit your documents. For a very long time, I often found it very troubling to use the backslash function and always choose heading 1, 2, or 3. Sometimes it didn't work, sometimes I had to drag my mouse to click on it. Either way, it was a big hassle. However, recently Notion introduced a new function where all you have to do is use the hashtag, symbol, and then space. 1 hashtag corresponds to heading 1, 2 hashtag corresponds to heading 2, and obviously 3 corresponds to heading 3. With this function, you can more easily organize your documents to titles and subheadings. Next feature that I often had trouble with as well is changing the coloring of text. Oftentimes I had to double click, change the color through that function, and sometimes it just wouldn't work. However, I recently learned that you can use slash color and the coloring palette comes up and you can easily choose the color you want to change your text to instead of double clicking. These aren't revolutionary hacks, however, they are easy shortcuts that save you time. The next feature we're going to be talking about is using Notion databases for your reminders. Whether there are certain things you'd like to do today and you are setting a reminder for them, you probably want to be reminded about these things everywhere you go on your Notion page so that you don't forget about them, whether it's grocery shopping, chores, work, or other things. The important value of this is it can often be a hassle trying to copy and paste the database from one page to another page so that you can constantly see what you have to do. However, what you can do instead is use the sync block. The sync block is a block of text that you can copy and paste around your Notion workspace, and once you edit it in one area, this change transfers itself to all other areas. This way, you're able to make changes to a block of text and not have to go back and forth between different pages. As an example, if I'm doing reminders for today, I can simply copy and paste the sync block and place it in my English section. And even if I add new things, for example, walking my dog, it will make this change in the original page as well. There's a lot of different uses for this feature, whether it comes to reminders or simply taking notes for your classes. This is a very useful feature that avoids losing time between switching different pages. Next, another feature that I think is slept on and people don't often use is importing PDFs, documents, and other files into your Notion workspace so you don't have to keep switching tabs from your Notion or to your notes that are online. One thing I did is I converted my Google Slides into a PDF document, which then I am able to import into my Notion page with all my other notes. This allows me to simply scroll down the slides and take notes first-handedly and not have to switch in between tabs. Obviously, you can use this for any other things, whether it's just importing a document for reference or your essay or other things. The last feature of Notion that I'm going to be talking about today is Notion AI. Now, if you haven't heard about what Notion AI is, it's similar to ChatGPT that was enrolled about 3 months ago, and it's an artificial intelligence feature that allows you to make changes to your documents, help you brainstorm, and many other things. I'm not going to delve into Notion AI in this video. However, I simply want to introduce the feature to you so that if you don't still have it, you can get it and start to mess around with it a little bit. One thing I love to use Notion AI for is help me brainstorm with things. For example, if I'm making a comparison table, regardless of what the topic is, whether it's physics or biology, instead of doing it on my own, I can help Notion AI kickstart my thinking. Afterwards it's done, it gives you many prompts. For example, it asks you to make longer, continue writing, and you can again put another prompt. If you'd like to more easily access Notion AI, you can actually use /Notion AI block, where a search box comes up and you can constantly ask Notion AI for new things. Now, it's important to keep in mind that every account gets 20 free searches with Notion AI, and afterwards you're going to have to pay. So if you are just using it for a free trial, make sure to use it conservatively and with care so you can have the best experience with it. That brings me to the end of this video, and this sums up 5 mind-blowing new things that I learned about Notion that help me save time and get more things done. Some of them are not revolutionary things, but once you start to use them, you notice that you start to save time little by little and you get more done. Obviously, Notion AI is actually quite revolutionary, so I suggest you go ahead and get on the wait list into using it. If you enjoy videos like this, then perhaps consider subscribing, because I upload weekly videos regarding productivity, health, and happiness. Other than that, if you learned something of value, then do drop a like, and I'll see you on the next one.